Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Scott Gamer 2019. For those watching on YouTube, Scott's Adventures, thanks for joining me. We're going to do a little interesting simulation here. What if Tom Brady didn't play in the Super Bowl and we had Brian Hoyer, who's the current backup quarterback for the Patriots, and let's say we didn't have Sony Michel as the starting running back and instead we had James White. And for the Rams, let's say we didn't have Todd Gurley and we had C.J. Anderson. And same thing with the quarterback. No Jared Goff. Now it's Sean Mannion. So we're going to do a little interesting simulation here to see what would happen if you had backup QBs and backup running backs in the Super Bowl with the Rams and the Patriots. We're going to do 5-minute quarter simulation. And let's see what happens. Everyone enjoy. Thanks for watching. I'm going to get this game started up here. And we're going to make sure the Rams have the correct uniforms. Okay. All right, so again, Rams Patriots with backup quarterbacks, backup running backs. Let's see what happens. Again, 5-minute quarters.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jonathan Coachman, and this is Super Bowl Sunday on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the New England Patriots and the Los Angeles Rams. Kickoff now just moments away. It is finally time to crown a champion, as I'll hand it over to the two men who will call the action, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
I'm Brandon Godden. To my left is my good friend Charles Davis, and what a thrill to be here for the biggest one of them all, the Super Bowl. And it seems to get bigger every year. The lights get brighter, the cameras more numerous. I don't know, there's just so much that goes into this game. It's an honor to be here, isn't it?
It is an honor, and I can't wait to share this game with you. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. You're my partner, my best friend. I can't imagine being anywhere else but right here with you. And just think about it this way. You mentioned the magnitude. This is no longer just a game for America or even North America. This is worldwide. People watching from just about every country in the world. This is impressive.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and just about ready to roll. 50 years after Joe Namath and the guarantee, we are underway in Super Bowl 53. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So now the Patriots getting set to take over on offense. As you get a look at Brian Hoyer, the veteran quarterback out of Michigan State.
If you love Cinderella stories, Brian Hoyer is one of them because he was a starter at Michigan State, make no mistake about it. But undrafted in 2009, has battled his way through to be not just a backup for Tom Brady at times, but has been a starting quarterback in the NFL. I love his grit. I love his determination. He's got a pretty good right arm as well.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green.
Here's Hoyer. And his first look is incomplete. Looking for his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. That'll bring up second down. And now we take a peek at the Patriot offense.
Well, we all know that Rob Gronkowski is one of the premier tight ends in the NFL, but what makes him that way is the size. We see that. The ability to run. He's faster than a lot of wide receivers. The agility. He's almost like a power forward in basketball. And the competitiveness. When that ball is released, he decides it's his and no one else's.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. Aaron Donald in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Hoyer. And Gronk says, wait room. Looking for Gronkowski, and he's got him complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Aaron Donald in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Set. Green, 39.
Now Hoyer. Letting one go deep here for Gronk. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Akeem Talib. Gronkowski the intended target. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the 1st quarter.
Too many ones in this play. 1st quarter, 1st drive, 1st interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Gurley, of course, was right in the mix for a rushing title, but missed the final couple weeks of the year and ended up finishing 3rd with 1,251 yards, but did have a league-high 17 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, the first in Sean Alexander in 2003, 2004 to lead the NFL in total touchdowns 2 years running. How about 2 years in a row he doesn't get a chance to win a rushing title? This year because of injury, the year before because they rested him in the last game. And the first year he said, it doesn't matter much. This year he admitted he really wants to win one of those rushing titles.
And you know one surprising nugget is that he's the only guy to rush for 1,000 yards in each of the last 2 seasons. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Here we go now. Blue landed.
Here's Mannion. They got him in. It's Woods. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. It's a big conversion there for the Rams on 3rd down. And even 40 yards. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
And we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover? We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On 1st down, it's Gurley. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Throwing is Mannion. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. The safety, Patrick Chung, got a hand in, knocked it away. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught 1 of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So on 4th down, here comes Greg Zuerlein to try and get 3 for the Rams. From the right hash, this from 48. And Zuerlein's kick is good. And the Rams have the first points here. It's 3-0. So the first points of the night belong to our home team as they're able to take the opening kickoff and at least get 3 points out of it.
Yeah, and that helps the crowd, right? Helps people feel good about why they're there watching this game. They move the ball well on their opening drive.
After the made field goal, Zuerlein back out there now to send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes Brian Hoyer in the offense to take over. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
They'll run it here. This is James White. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. The defense here for the Rams.
Let's take a look at Michael Brocker's defensive tackle. This is a young man who understands leverage. Rarely do I see him bowled over by an offensive lineman. Usually he's the one who's underneath them, moving them, creating space, and getting upfield to make tackles.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Now let's go. Green, 39. Green.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Dante Fowler in on the stop.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Here we go now. Blue landed.
He'll look to throw. And he'll have his man. That's Edelman. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So 1 quarter down here in the Super Bowl. 3-0 is our score. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you and you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Patriots in possession to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now White. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. That'll be a New England 1st down and gain of 12.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41.
Now let's go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
Now a carry for White. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
They'll
set up a throw. toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. He'll look to throw. To the right side, and he's got Edelman. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. The Patriot passing game is rolling. They've got another first down. The former seventh-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who could make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good.
All right, here we go. Blue landed.
The first carry down for Rex Burkhead. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's second and 11.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of one, and it'll be a third and about 13. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back on Super Bowl Sunday after this. A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. Two running plays go backwards, so what's the call on 3rd and 13 now? They'll set up to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. So now on 4th down, on comes Stephen Gostkowski to try and get the Pats 3. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. These Rams, Charles, it's been quite a ride for them. You think a couple years ago, they went 4-12 as they got settled out on the West Coast, and now in the Super Bowl. Of course, everyone's excited about what Sean McVay has done, but these players deserve a lot of credit, too.
They certainly do, and I'll take it a step further. So does administration, from team president to general manager, the entire organization, in putting together this ball club and then having the gumption to pick Sean McVay as their head coach, a youngster at 31, to come in, and in 2 seasons they're in the Super Bowl. But think about this year, Brandon. They played in some of the biggest, most high-profile games in the NFL along the way. Remember the game that they played against Kansas City? Huge game, 54-51, the Rams won. The game at New Orleans in the regular season, another monster matchup for #1 in the NFC. And then in the playoffs, they took on the vaunted Dallas Cowboys. They are used to the big stage. They're used to the spotlight. And now they're in the Super Bowl. What a great ride it's been in 2018.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now back to throw. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. He'll drop to throw and almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Back deep for New England, Julian Edelman. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. As this Patriots offense comes back out, Charles, how do they match up with the Rams defense? It's one thing's for sure. We know that they can have guys appear out of nowhere. You remember James White with a hat trick of touchdowns in Super Bowl 51. Who's it going to be this year?
Well, they have so many guys to pick from, and you don't think about their offense as having a bunch of superstars, but then you start going down the line. Don't forget Gronk. He can play with anyone, you know that. How about this year with Sony Michel, the rookie runner? 53 carries in their 2 playoff wins. Julian Edelman, Mr. 3rd down. Chris Hogan makes big catches. Oh, yeah, that's right. Rex Burkhead scored the winning touchdown against Kansas City. You go on and realize they have weapons all over the place. It's going to be fun to watch them match up with the Rams defense.
And that Pats O-line needs to stop Mr. Donald, don't they?
They certainly do. And so far in the playoffs, Tom Brady's been sacked 0 times. Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
They'll run with White. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
New England on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. A give. This is Michel. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment.
right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The halftime show, quite a spectacle, but it's back to football for the second half of Super Bowl 53. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
Let's go. Green.
The third quarter starts with a run by Gurley. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. They got a man over the middle. It's Woods. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 23 yards on the play. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing, but with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
All right, here we go. Boom, landed.
Back to throw here. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Green.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Adrian Claiborne, the one who makes the stop.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
C.J. Anderson of the game. He gets it here. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. It's 1st and 10 from the 12.
Let's go! 319! 319!
They'll look to throw here. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. With the first touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Rams are in for 6. That's one of those touchdown tosses where if it's an inch to the right or left, it's not a touchdown. He had to put it right on the money.
Yeah, and how did he do that? Everything around him, everything swirling, all the coverage downfield. Somehow he spotted the opening and put it right there.
Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and the lead is now 10-3. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Zuerlein out now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So here are the Patriots now. They get ready for their first possession of half number 2. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
All right, here we go. Boom!
The drive starts with a run by White. Even with the nice move, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. They stay on the ground with White. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
New England on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue, 90. Blue.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Over the middle, Julian Edelman. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a New England first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
One quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the fourth quarter. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. Gronkowski the intended target. And that'll make it 3rd down.
When you can count on one hand the number of completions you've had in a game and we're in the second half, that tells you it's really not been your day.
Yeah, but you're losing. You can't just abandon the passing game altogether.
Yeah, maybe you can get hot, string a few together, and get rolling.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Akeem Talib. So that right there was his 2nd pick, but keep in mind, this is a guy who once had a rare 3-interception game in his career.
So what are you saying? That getting 2 in a game, that's like kid stuff for him? That's nothing. He's already
Amateur
done that,
hour.
right? Been there, done that. You know he wants a 3rd again.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
On play action, they'll throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He was in search of his tight end, Tyler Higbee. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
Set. Green, 39. Green, 39.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. Oh, he's got a little daylight. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 23. They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
All right, here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. They'll throw underneath for Gurley. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
All right, here we go. Boom, landing.
Looking to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jason McCourty. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Out comes Brian Hoyer in the offense to take over. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game.
Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only one score down.
Yeah, true. We could have some twists and turns. Stay tuned. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll be a second down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd went to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Here's Hoyer. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Hoyer. The throw left side complete to Hogan. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. A gain of 6 there on 1st. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Quickly to Gronkowski. That's caught. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Time for a break. We're back to perhaps crown a champion after this. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides.
Now let's go.
Now Hoyer. And that is incomplete. Figuring they're going for it on 4th down. Remember, though, they do have all 3 timeouts, so even if they don't get it, all is not lost.
Yeah, normally in this situation, when you talk about having to go for it, everything is in this play. But as you noted, with those 3 timeouts, they actually have a little bit of a safety net.
Here we go with Michelle. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Back to throw. And he'll get that to Michelle, complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll make it a second down. He'll look to throw. Fighting throw. And he's got Edelman on the out route. That's complete. The Patriot passing game is rolling. They've got another first down. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal. They'll look to throw. And he floated one out there, incomplete. Josh Gordon, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
All right, here we go. Green, 30.
He'll get it up the middle, and he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long third and goal. He's back to throw. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. So getting the big touchdown they needed late in the 4th. Now what do? You conservative and just tie it up?
No, I think you put your practice into game situation. Go as fast as possible. You already have your play call ready to go. Go for 2 and decide it right now.
Now still down 1. Here's an utterly critical extra point attempt here. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a New England touchdown. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And the Rams getting set to go now. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's...
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. John Simon in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
All right, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll power his way up near the 25. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
Overtime in a playoff game, awesome setup. Remember, the rules the same as they would be in the regular season.
That's exactly right, Brandon. Remember, the receiving team, if they score a touchdown, game is over. But if they kick a field goal or don't score, the other team gets a chance to get the football. They get a possession. If they go down and score, they win the football game at that point. If both teams kick field goals, we keep playing. If a defense scores, let's say the receiving team gets the ball, doesn't score, or they throw a pick six or fumble, gets picked up, the defense scores, game over. But here's the best part. In the regular season, only one period is played. We could call it a tie. Here, we're going to play until we have a winner.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now this offense about ready to take over again. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. They begin the drive on the ground. It's White, and he'll get this one up to the 26. The tackle there by John Johnson. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
And certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. Open man left side is Gronkowski. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 15 yards on that one, and New England has a first down. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmys and the Joes.
Here's White. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Michael Brocker's in on the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
They keep it on the ground. White again. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. The tackle there by Mark Barron.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Opening drive of overtime, and now facing a 3rd down and 6. Big play coming up.
Here we go.
They'll look to throw. They will find his man. That's Hogan, complete. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a... So from Rams territory now.
Set. 3-19.
He'll look to throw. And it pops free. Their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
On first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
New England on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. This is caught. It's Julian Edelman. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Patriot passing game is rolling. They've got another first down.
Brandon, that's a huge completion there. That puts them in field goal range, but let's face it, they don't want 3 here. They want 6. With these overtime rules, a touchdown finishes it off.
Yeah, looking to win it right away. Good to know, though, that they have 3 in their back pocket if they need it. So the offense a little antsy. The flag comes out and a 5-yard penalty.
False start, offense.
So that'll back them up 5.
Still first down.
The false start backs them up 5. 1st and 15. On the toss, here's White. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action.
Here we go. Blue 90.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. And now 3rd and very long. Are you cautious here?
I think you have to be, because the first mantra of any football game is don't lose it. Then you give yourself a chance to win it. And if you go ahead and force something now, take a big shot that doesn't pay off, you didn't help your defense out at all.
Yeah, especially here in overtime. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10. Now remember, this one is not over, but with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession, but when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little to no time left.
It was once the ultimate of rarities, but we've got it again. Overtime to decide the world title, and here we go. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. The field goal would push it to sudden death. We just saw the field goal on the other end, but I don't think they are thinking field goal. At least not to start this drive. They're not thinking field goal.
Not at all, because your point is well taken. Yeah, kick the field goal, you push it to sudden death, but you're also kicking off and giving the other team the ball with a chance to kick a field goal and beat you. Get the touchdown, finish the game off. That has to be the mindset.
Now a first throw here in overtime. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. That time trying to find Gerald Everett. And now it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now let's go.
Here's Mannion. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have a third down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining. Throwing is Mannion. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. His first catch, and it's a big one in overtime. It's a first down. Mannion now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Blue 90.
Now back to throw. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up a second down. So a little chunk there on first as they try to chip away down 3 in overtime.
I like your description. Chip away, down 3. You don't have to get it all in one big play, although obviously that would be nice. But there's no need to have that type of risk associated with it. Run your offense, get first downs, get yourself in a position where you know you're going to at least get 3 and keep this game going. If you get 6, so much the better.
He'll look to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Josh Reynolds that time, and now it's third down. But not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
The Rams on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw here. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. They wanted to avoid the dreaded 4th down and having to get a conversion or it being the final play. They picked it up, though, on 3rd.
I love how you described that because we've been in those situations and seen it. If you get to 4th down, especially in overtime, things get a little shakier, don't they? The hands get shaky, right? The throw, if you're going to throw the ball, being able to run it, all of that coming down to one big play. Very nice of them and nice for them to pick it up on 3rd.
Set. 3-19.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, it's intercepted. That'll seal it. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And that's how this one ends in dramatic fashion in overtime with the interception. And it's another Super Bowl title for the New England Patriots. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.
this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.